The Duelist Cup is very funny at the lower ranks, so of course we're playing a funny deck. Hello guys and welcome back to another cold episode. Salamangreat's not actually funny, but I did want to go over Salamangreat and the fun that I had with it in the Duelist Cup, because honestly, yeah, it was just mostly fun. It wasn't all that great, but it was very entertaining, and honestly, Salamangreat with the new princess, the Promethean princess, is pretty cool. I didn't really give this too much of a chance before now, and yeah, I really underestimated this card. This card's fantastic. It provides a lot of interaction in a very distinct and unique way, which I really do like. Going forward in Yu-Gi-Oh! It feels like a lot of decks are moving away from just standard negation or targeted pops or anything that we've kind of seen before and are doing more unique things. Look at Branded, right? It's one of the most unique decks in the way that it interacts with you, besides like Mirror Jade, I guess. But basically everything else is pretty unique in the way that it actually does things, which is pretty cool. So, yeah, let's go through the quick card by card and the explanation. We're obviously running lots of non-engine, but we're also running a lot of engine, and it's kind of this weird mix. So let's start off with the Salamangreats. We're running, okay, it's not a Salamangreat, but it's basically a Salamangreat. We're running 3 Flame Buffalo. It's the best normal summon. Being able to discard to draw 2 is fantastic in Salamangreat. Being able to get things like Spinny or Jack Jaguar into the graveyard is awesome. Next up, we have the 2 Foxy as an additional normal summon. It's not a great normal summon, but it's fine. We're running triple Gazelle, triple Spinny. Pretty self-explanatory there. These are the best cards to get additional summons. Gazelle summoning from the hand, Spinny summoning from the graveyard, both of them being able to be easily utilized, as well as Gazelle being able to dump an additional card is fantastic. Then we're running 1 Falco and 2 Jack Jaguar, and that's it. I'm not running a lot. And the main reason for this is because I feel like most of the other cards tend to just be inconsistent. They're not really all that useful. Occasionally they are. Things like Foul are nice. Things like Mirror are pretty cool. But they're not really all that useful. And I feel like it's better to run things like Nibiru here. Or what have you. I never felt like I bricked or didn't really have optional or at least some plays. So I felt like this was a pretty good amount. Anyway, moving on, we are also running 2 Signet Mining because it's newly limited to 2, as if that did something. I mean, it kind of did, but it didn't really. We're also running, of course, a triple Circle, which is also very nice. And then we're running 2 Will of the Salamangreat. Almost every time I drew this card, it was fantastic. I never really felt like I was playing too little of them. In fact, I might even play 3. I probably won't, just because it does require you to have like an additional salad to have. Whether that's in the hand or in the grave, but it is very nice being able to go, you know, off of like a single Spinny. If you end up drawing this card, you can go Spinny, normal summon it, go into the Balinks, then special summon it back to get the Spinny onto the field, then send that to the graveyard for like Sunlight Wolf or like Splash Mage or something like that, and then you can go like bring back with Splash Mage in order to go into Heat Soul or something along those lines, right? You could even go like bring back the Spinny in order to go into your Promethean princess with the Sunlight Wolf as well, which is, again, pretty fantastic. And then you can link those off for Amplo Whale. So, yeah, lots of things that, like, Will does very well. And then, of course, we're running 1 apiece of Rage, Sanctuary, and Roar. Yeah, these are all pretty good. I know some people don't play Rage. I feel like that's a bit weird. It does make sense, but I feel like Rage is so very useful. It's not, like, fantastic all the time, but it's never like a dead card to draw, just because being able to either send a Salamangreat from hand or field isn't that big of a restriction, and then also being able to like target a link and pop multiple cards non-target is fantastic. So yeah, very nice. As for the rest of the cards, we're running triple Maxi, triple Ash Blossom, we're running 2 Nibiru as well as 2 Imperm. And that's it for the hand traps, and solid 10 is pretty nice. But then we're also running, of course, 1 Herald of the Abyss, 2 Triple Tactics Talents, a Triple Tactics Thrust, because, yeah, Thrust is actually pretty good with things like Rage. Not too good, but at least it's something. And then, of course, 2 Called By as well. As for the extra, we're running 1 Mirage Stalio and 1 Baguska. I don't feel the need for Zeus. I know some people said that you should play Zeus. Don't really know why. Access code is right there, so you know, works much better in Cyberse type strategies to go for access code instead. Then we're running 2 Balinks and 2 Sunlight Wolf, and that's it. A lot of these can be recycled. Balinks is basically only there to be a link one, so it's not really that big of a deal. Most of the time, if you go through both of your Balinks, you're probably pretty fine, and you don't really need the second one, or the third one, I should say. Sometimes you need the third protection effect, but that's so very rare. And then Sunlight Wolf can just be recycled most of the time, so it's not that big of a deal. We're playing one Linkaribo. The reason for the Linkaribo is for Splash Mage or Sunlight Wolf lines. You can go like Sunlight Wolf and then bring back the Jaguar in order to go into the Linkaribo, and then Linkaribo can allow you access to Heatzel. That's mostly what it's used for. It's also just a nice Link one to have. So there's that. We're also running one Update Jammer as well as the access code. It's Cyberse. Of course we are. We're also playing Splash Mage, Transcode, and Heatzel, all of which are very nice. Heatzel is kind of like an additional way, instead of like going for the Promethean Princess lines and doing Amblo Whale stuff, you can instead go for the Heatzel, which is pretty good. It's not perfect, but it is still good. You know, drawing into a triple attack after your opponent hand traps you is very nice. Being able to draw into additional disruptions like Nibiru or the Ash Blossoms or what have you is nice as well. I also don't really know what else you would play instead of Heatzel. I feel like Heatzel is just so very nice. And is a nice, like, secondary option, right? Then we're playing the Promethean Princess and the Amblo Whale. The idea is you bring back off of the Promethean Princess something like the Sunlight Wolf, and then if you have an additional material, you use that additional material with the Promethean Princess to go into Amblo Whale, and then the Amblo Whale will bring back the Promethean Princess, or Promethean Princess will just bring itself back, or what have you. It's very nice combo there. And since you're locked into fires, it doesn't really matter too much. However, if you don't have an additional material, you can just link off the Sunlight Wolf to go into the Amblo Whale. So there's that as well, which is also pretty good. However, if you want to keep the Sunlight Wolf on the field for something like a Roar or a Rage or what have you, that's also an option. So very strong card, thoroughly enjoy it. And then the last card is the Underworld Goddess, because we have to out Borrel-End and Noir somehow, and this is how. So there you go. Let's hop into the duels and show you how this deck performed. Alright, here we are going first against Chaos. Yes, that is my opponent's name, and trust me, it fits the bill. So, let's start off with the Flame Buffalo. Flame Buffalo is going to be linked off into the Balinks. This is a pretty standard line. We're going to go Chainlink 1 Flame Buffalo because this is more important, and we don't really care about the field spell. Yes, Salamangreat Sanctuary is nice. It's not that nice. So we're going to go for the field spell as Chainlink 2. Out comes the field spell. Now we can go for the pitch of the Jaguar, and we draw into Falco, which isn't that big of a deal. But Gazelle will now special summon itself, activating the effect, sending Roar. Here we can go for the Sunlight Wolf, and we're going to go and activate the field spell, link off the Sunlight Wolf with the Sunlight Wolf in order to go into a second Sunlight Wolf. That didn't make any sense. We're going to go for the Sunlight Wolf now to grab up the Roar so that it doesn't banish itself. And now we can go for the Jaguar, putting back the Sunlight Wolf, and then also triggering the second Sunlight Wolf, grabbing the Gazelle back to hand. Now we can link these two off into Promethean Princess. And we're going to activate the Promethean Princess, bringing back the Sunlight Wolf. And normally I would go into a Amblo Whale here, but because we have the Roar, I feel like it's more valuable to keep Roar alive than it is to go for the Amblo Whale. So we're just kind of sitting with a Promethean Princess, which isn't bad. And then my opponent normal summons Dark Honest. Chaos. He goes to the graveyard. Saronir. Yeah, Saronir. Okay, attack. I'm going to protect, obviously, with Balinks there. And Pat. That was it. That was the turn. That was it. I hit it. My brain has broken. Fantastic. I draw Thrust. We're going to go normal summon Falco. My opponent will go Dynamicious, banishing our field spell. I allow that to happen. I could have roared. I allow it to happen. And they send it to the graveyard. Alba Los. I forgot this card existed. How many of you remembered that this card actually existed in the Bestial archetype before it showed up? I'm sure many of you forgot, because I did. No one plays this card. Rightfully so, it's terrible, but hilarious. Okay. Actually chaos. Anyway, out comes the Jaguar. I wanted to link that off to go for the Amblo Whale here, so that's why we did that. Then we can go for the Sunlight Wolf here. We can also go for the Gazelle, since we sent a... what did we say? We sent Falco to the grave. Anyway, we're going to add back the Flame Buffalo, and then we're going to go and activate the Gazelle. We're going to send to the graveyard the Rage, then we're going to activate the Falco effect. We're going to bounce back the Gazelle, and then we can go and link those two off for an Update Jammer. Yay! Update Jammer access code. Woo! Anyway, we're going to go for the access code talker here. And then we're going to activate the Update Jammer, we're going to activate the Access Code Talker, and yeah, this game's over. Yes! I don't have Roar, still activatable. I don't really care. I think we're fine. So we're going to banish, and we're going to pop. Saku! Well, now I gotta go triple attack, and I'm gonna look at that last card in my opponent's hand, and it's Honest. It's Honest! Let's go! Both Dark Honest and Honest. Why am I surprised? I'm not. I shouldn't be surprised, but yeah, okay. Yeah, fair enough. Shuffle it back. Anyway, I'm gonna set a card. It doesn't really matter. But, yeah, cool. Battle phase. Truly, truly chaos. I love it here. Once again, going first. Once again, here we are going first, starting off with the Buffalo. We just draw it. It's fine. It's normal. We're going to go for the Buffalo. We're going to go for the Baylings. Chaining 1, Chaining 2. You know the drill. You know the drill. We're going to pitch Spinny this time, which then allows us to go for the Gazelle. We're going to activate the Gazelle. We're going to send the Jaguar. And I do a bit of a whoopsie. I do a bit of a goof. And here's the thing. I should have kept the Gazelle on field, then gone for the Spinny, then go for Mirage Stalio effect to special summon a monster, and then go for the Sunlight Wolf. And I don't do that, but I'm lucky because I already have Will of the Salamangreat, so it's not that big of a punish. So we just go Will of the Salamangreat, bring back the Gazelle, and then we're fine, and it's fine, and we can still make the Mirage Stalio, and we're okay, and it's all good, and I'm not a goof, and it's fine. We're gonna go for the Mining here. We're gonna grab up the Foxy. Now I know what you're saying. Why did we grab Foxy? What is Foxy going to do? Foxy's not going to do anything, but it allows us to go Falco. So Falco is going to be special summoned. We're going to grab back the Gazelle off of the Sunlight Wolf effect, and then we are going to link those off into the Promethean Princess. This will then trigger the Falco to set the Rage. That was the whole point of sending the Rage. It was not to get Foxy into the hand. It just happened to be useful. So there's that. Now we can go for the Amblo Whale here, and then we can go and set the Roar. We have the Rage, we have the Amblo Whale, we have the Promethean Princess Engrave. This is, like, optimal board. Obviously, more hand traps would be nice, but this is fine. And then my opponent's playing Heroes! Let's go. Claps in chat for Heroes. Out comes the Stratos. Sure, I'm basically going to allow all of this to happen. I do not care. There's, like, nothing here that scares me. So, yeah, sure. Yep, yep. Of course. Yep. Vion, send, sure. Sending, you know, element Shadow, yeah, Shadow, grab Plasma, sure. Please summon the Plasma. Ah, darn. Okay. Well, we'll see what they do. They go for the Dark Calling. I'm like, okay, what are we summoning off of the Dark Calling? Malicious Bane, I guess? I probably should have negated that. It's fine. Out comes Malicious Bane. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's whatever. They're going to go Malicious Bane. They're going to activate the effect, and I'm going to protect. Now, notably, that destroys the Amblo Whale, which is very funny, but that's fine. We're going to go Amblo Whale. I'm going to special summon this guy, the Promethean Princess. Should I have done this? Actually, probably not, but it's fine. They're going to go Cross Crusade. The reason I say, should I have done this, is because Promethean Princess does have a graveyard effect. I don't think I've talked about this, but, what is it? Where is it? If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's side of the field while this card is in your graveyard, you can target a fire monster you control, and a monster your opponent controls, destroy them, and if you do, special summon this card. So, it is Interruption, which would have been nice. Anyway, they also summon to the wrong zone. I don't know why they set. It's fine. Anyway, add back the Jaguar. It's funny. Out comes the Mally. They're going to activate the effect. They're going to tribute the Mally in order to grab up the Liquid Soldier. I'm like, that's totally fine. They still haven't activated the Vion, so I'm like, they must have Polymerization in their hand, right? Anyway, I'm going to negate the Fusion Destiny because that is terrifying. I cannot deal with, what's his face? What? DPE. Yes, Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer is a scary card, and I'm not going to allow that. Nope, not happening. They're going to go and link off into Dread Decimator. Oh, yeah, sure. They're going to walk into the what's his face? I'm like, that's totally fine. We're going to go Amblo Whale and just pop the Dread Decimator. They're going to then walk into the Promethean Princess, and again, that's totally fine. And then they set one in pass, and I go, what? Anyway, we're going to Rage away the back row, and it was Super Polymerization. Wild. Anyway, Gazelle is now going to trigger here. We're going to go Gazelle. We're going to send to Graveyard the Circle. I didn't really have any other targets. Like, I already have everything in Grave, so sure, send Circle. We're going to go normal summon the Foxy. We're going to activate the effect of the Foxy and reveal off the top a whole bunch of cards, and ooh, Spinny. I don't think I already had Spinny in Grave, right? No, I did. So we're going to go for the Spinny here. We're going to then link off into the Baylings here. Then we're going to link those two off into the Sunlight Wolf that we put back off of the Jaguar. Now we can go Jaguar and put back the Mirage Stalio. in order to special summon the guy. Then we're going to add back to the hand the Gazelle, and now we can special summon from the grave the Foxy. We're also going to activate... Okay, sorry. This is very weird. But I figured I don't have an actual out to the Malicious Bane. So, I could have got... There's basically two ways to out it, right? I go Underworld Goddess or I go the Mirage Stallion. Mirage Stallion specifically requires you to utilize to link summon a Salamangreat monster. Now, we don't really have a Salamangreat monster other than the Heat Leo, or the Sunlight Wolf. So, I put the Sunlight Wolf back with Falco's effect in order to then go for the Mirage Stallion. I go Mirage Stallion, activate the effect, go into the Sunlight Wolf. Sunlight Wolf will then trigger, or will allow us to trigger the Mirage Stallion, and I don't really have lethal, so I just go to battle phase here. They activate the Vision, which I forgot about, and I could have called Bud, but it's fine. Because, guess what? It's a continuous trap. I thought it was a spell. I thought this was always a spell. I don't know why I thought this was a spell, but I always thought it was a spell. It's a continuous trap. I don't know... Okay, yeah, there you go. So, I can negate it with Lingaribo, which is why I go Lingaribo and then not into the Heat Soul. Or the Heat Leo. Heat Soul. Heat Soul was correct. My opponent then... I don't know. This is weird. A hero lives into Blazeman. Okay. Blazeman grab up Polymerization. Remind you. I must remind you. Last turn, my opponent had Vion on the field the entire turn, more or less, and never activated the effect to banish a hero to grab Polymerization. Why did we not do this? Could not tell you. I have no idea why. I wish I could inform you about that information. Anyway, they're going to go for the Liquid Soldier. I'm going to called by the Stratos so that they do not get it back to their hand. And I'm like, well, they do have Malicious anyway, so we're probably boned. But it's fine. It's fine. We know that they have the Plasma in hand. They're going to go Mally here. They're going to banish. They're going to summon out the Mally. How do they keep doing this? They've done that twice now. Two times in the zone where you're not supposed to do that. Anyway, it's fine. Out comes Plasma. Oh no, scary Plasma. No. Anyway. Promethean Princess. Pretty cool card. It's a good one. Anyway, we also get to activate Gazelle here. So we're going to go activate Gazelle, send another circle. Again, I don't really have anything, but, you know, it's there. Mine is Wealth in the deck. We draw an Ash for turn, which is very funny. We're going to go for that activating of the Promethean Princess. We're going to grab the Mirage Stallion. We're going to activate our our Will, and then just, yeah, finished. Finished! It doesn't even say victory. Weird. Alright, we're going second. And this hand has no hand traps. Well, let's see how this goes. My opponent is going to go for Sky Striker Mobilize Mobilize Linkage, sending Scissor Cross. I've read this card. I forgot it existed. Yeah, lower ranks. They just play great cards. Anyway, they're gonna grab Engage, obviously. Why would they not? Anyway, our hand is pretty good. We have the called by for their random monster negate, or their random hand trap, and it's fine. We're gonna go pitch a card, grab the Flame Buffalo. I'm actually gonna go for the Gazelle here because we already have the circle, so there's that. We're gonna go with Gazelle, send the Jack Jaguar to the graveyard, go for the circle. We're gonna grab the Falco to the hand so that we can grab the circle back. We're gonna go for the Spinny here. We're gonna link off into the Mirage Stallion, then we're gonna normal summon the Flame Buffalo, and then we're gonna link those two off into Wolf. We're gonna go and activate the Flame Buffalo, Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2, the Mirage Stallion. Mirage Stallion is gonna spin away the monster, and they don't have Raid, which is kind of interesting. Now, remember, they have 3 cards in hand, okay? They have 3 cards in hand, and we know one of them is Engage, okay? Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Just follow with me, okay? We're gonna go Falco. We're gonna reset. We're gonna go for the Jack Jaguar. And now, you may have noticed, I didn't activate the Mirage Stallion, and that's because I'm going to try and OTK my opponent. Now, I goofed this. I did goof this up. Because I went for the Mirage Stallion line without actually activating the Mirage Stallion, I now can't get the full board, nor can I actually fully OTK my opponent, because, like, I don't really have anything. I already activated Spinny, I already activated Jack Jaguar. So, oops. We're going to add back the Gazelle, that's fine. We're going to go Baylinks here. We're going to Baylinks to grab up the field spell. I activate the field spell. I'm not going to do anything with it, but now we're going to go off into the Promethean Princess. We're going to go and activate the Promethean Princess. We're going to special summon back the Sunlight Wolf. And we're going to go to battle and just pass. Set 2 pass. Yeah, I definitely could have either gone for the full board, which is the Ambler Whale, instead of the Promethean Princess, had I gone for the Mirage Stallion line, and we could have done a little bit more damage, or I could have gone for the Access Code OTK if I hadn't gone for the Mirage Stallion line and allowed the Spinny to just be banished. Then I could have OTK'd, and I did neither, and I ended up on this. So, whoops, it's fine. It's fine, though. They're gonna go engage. Yeah, that's fine. You grab Widow Anchor? Okay. Keep that in mind. They grabbed Widow Anchor, and they just drew a card, okay? They're gonna go Widow Anchor. Of course they're stealing my Promethean Princess. Then they normal summon Ray. Okay, they didn't search that, so they must have drawn it, right? Right? They must have drawn Ray. There's no shot they don't... They didn't have... There's no shot they didn't just draw Ray, right? Out comes Zeke. Sure, not that big of a deal. They're gonna go Zeke. They're gonna try and banish my monster. Obviously, I can't allow that. We're gonna go for Roar. We're going to negate. We have Called By for the Ray as well, so it's not really that big of a deal. They're going to go for the Ray here. I'm going to go negate. Go for the Called By. Cool, cool. We had Shark Cannon? We just had Shark Cannon? No shot we just drew this. We must have just drawn the Ray, right? Did we just draw Shark Cannon and we're just choosing to now activate it? We didn't set it? We could have set that. Imagine. Imagine they set it. Anyway, they're gonna go Shark Cannon, and of course, they're gonna steal my Promethean Princess. I don't know why, but they're gonna. You know, it locks you into fires, and it looks pretty. I mean, to be fair, it does. They wanted to see the summoning animation again. I get it. It's cool. It's a great summoning animation. We draw Ash Blossom, which is funny. We're gonna go normal summon Foxy, and then they activate Maxi, and I go, how? How did we not activate any of these cards? Huh? Either, here's what happened, okay? Either their starting hand consisted of Ray, Linkage, Scissors, Shark Cannon, and the Field Spell. And they chose not to activate, or not to normal summon the Ray, nor to set Shark Cannon, or they drew either Ray or Shark Cannon for turn, and never chose to activate Max C. Which is less believable? I don't know. This hilarious game. Also, I drew for turn the Ash Blossom, which is very funny. But, I don't know what's going on. That was something. That was certainly a trip, wasn't it? Sky Striker players, am I right? We're going to reveal a whole bunch of cards. None of them do anything here, but, you know, they're funny. We're going to go for the Spinny here. We're going to special summon the Spinny. We're going to then go into the Mirage Stallion, which we put back earlier off of the Jack Jaguar, I believe. We're going to link those off into a second Sunlight Wolf, which is cool. We're going to go and activate the Roar, as well as the Mirage Stallion, to spin away my own monster, and then special summon the Gazelle, and this is lethal, and so my opponent concedes. It wasn't lethal. I'm actually lying to you. I'm just bad at math. But beside the point. Good game. Man, this deck is fun. I'm not gonna lie, this was a very enjoyable experience for me, just because I do really enjoy playing Salamangreat and playing a more low-to-the-ground style of deck, utilizing more of the, like, very interesting interactions of, like, Promethean Princess, and putting out, like, very different boards depending on our hand. I find that very, very fun. That's why I enjoy things like Dragon Link and Tri-Brigade and what have you. But all things considered, it's still kind of mid. Its end boards are very easily breakable. If you can play through, like, the one negate, you're probably fine, right? And, yeah, that's basically it. But, Dear Lanta, those games were very fun, and that was basically what I wanted to show you. I do really enjoy playing in the lower ranks from time to time, just because they're wild. It's just the Wild West down there. And it's very fun. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I hope that you guys did indeed enjoy it. If you did, I like this very much. So appreciate it. And if you want to check out more content like this, as well as more Yu-Gi-Oh!, then just be sure to subscribe. And I thank you guys so much for watching. And remember to always stay frosty. Bye-bye. Shout out to the Frost Guard, my members. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I hope you enjoy the content.